Hello Cobra Kai fans, and welcome back to Nerd Doc. It's finally here. Cobra Kai Season 5 has arrived on Netflix, and we have a lot to discuss. This video covers the ending of Cobra Kai Season 5, what it means, and how it may impact the future of the series. There will be spoilers for Cobra Kai Season 5. If you do not wish to be spoiled, you can check out our spoiler-free review linked in the description below. As always, we have quite a lot of Season 5 coverage, which you can also find linked below. Everything from what we expect out of Season 6, to who the newcomers are in Season 5 and who they're related to. If you have any questions about Season 5, or want to add your thoughts about this season and the future of the series, leave a comment below. But enough of that, let's dive into the ending of Season 5. The season ends with Chosen, Johnny, and Mike Barnes getting into a brawl with the new Cobra Kai senseis and Silver at Silver's home, the Miyagi Fang students getting into a brawl at the flagship Cobra Kai dojo, John Kreese escaping jail, various students switching sides left and right, and the Sekai Taikai looming in the future. So let's take this one brawl at a time. Mike Barnes doesn't get to do much this season. Everyone was hoping and expecting him to go back to Silver and fight against Miyagi-Do. While he did fight Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen, it was mostly by accident. In episode 9, we don't see exactly how he stole the limo, but it was more than likely because he was at the same club getting high and drunk and saw the trio going in or coming out. In his inebriated state, he decided it would be a good idea to exact his revenge on Daniel for dragging him into Cobra Kai drama. From a certain perspective, it may appear as though Silver set Barnes up. While Silver burned down Barnes' furniture store and set him on a collision course with LaRusso, he wasn't directly responsible for Barnes stealing the limo. Silver was surprised to see Barnes show up at his place, and just before that, he told Kim he didn't know how he would send a message to Miyagi Fang. Both of these things point to the fact that he didn't directly tell Barnes to hijack the limo. The brawl at Cobra Kai throws into question the future of the dojo, but with Kreese back and Cobra Kai being the name of the show, it's safe to assume the dojo isn't done just yet. There's a mass exodus of students, but they're not really leaving Cobra Kai. They're leaving Silver after they see what he did to Stingray and Tori in Season 4. Now we could go into how Dimitri knew the password to the Cobra Kai YouTube channel, or how Wi-Fi and uploading to YouTube works, but this is Cobra Kai. We can just say Dimitri works at TechTown, the company that installed the server and the security system, and Silver never bothered to change the password. Done and done. Not good enough for you? Okay, Dimitri used a backdoor password reset in case someone loses the password. Are we good now? Okay, let's move on and not worry about the technicalities of why that whole protect the egg scenario was unnecessary, given it's Wi-Fi coming from a tablet that they could have just left upstairs. They need a reason to fight, and you need to stop asking questions. Cobra Kai is winning the brawl, with Sensei Kim joining in, Mitch switching sides, and Devin finally listening to Tori and switching over to Miyagi Fang. The Protect the Egg strategy Chosen taught the Miyagi Fangs comes into play as a YouTube video uploads on the tablet Anthony is holding. Anthony and the tablet are the egg in this scenario. Unfortunately, this strategy only works when you're up against a limited number of opposition. The Miyagi Fangs were outnumbered by Cobra Kai, so while they do protect the egg long enough to finish the upload, they also get themselves surrounded and placed in a very bad situation. Luckily, the Cobra Kai stopped fighting after watching the YouTube video that proved Silver cheated by bribing the ref so Tori could become All Valley champion. Silver covered his tracks in every other regard, so this seems like a strange misstep for him, but there weren't many other ways to get the necessary outcome. For instance, showcasing Tori's brutal training may have been more believable, but it also wouldn't have been enough to make the Cobra Kai students stop and think about who they're following. A possible better option here may have been to let Stingray come clean in front of everyone. He was at the dojo anyway, and that was the original footage they were after in the first place. Either way, the footage makes the Cobra Kai students question who they're following, Stingray changes his account of what happened with Kreese and Silver is on his way to jail or will at least have to leave Cobra Kai and lay low for a while. The charge for assault in California is only 6 months in jail, but if you throw in attempted murder and all of that, it starts to add up. Everyone abandons Terry Silver, but Sensei Kim still remains, and the Sekai Taikai is still looming large for next season. It's unlikely this little conflict is over. Once everything settles down, Daniel notices that there's a Rembrandt painting in the back of the limo. Mike Barnes says that it's gotta be worth at least as much as the furniture store that burned down. Barnes stole the painting from Silver's mansion because the furniture store was used as leverage for a number of loans, meaning it's not worth anything. Even with the insurance claim money, he'd still have to settle all those debts, leaving him with little to no money to rebuild his business and support his family. The Rembrandt in the back of the limo is called The Storm on the Sea of the Galilee, which is estimated to be worth approximately $100 million. That sounds like a little bit more than what a single furniture store would be worth, but we'll just assume Barnes is able to sell it for half that on the black market and lives a good life. Just kidding, we know he's showing up next season to kick some people in the face. But in reality, that specific Rembrandt was actually stolen from a Boston museum in 1990 and was never recovered. Back in 2013, the FBI said they knew who stole it, but it was still never recovered and no one was arrested for the crime. Definitely seems like something Terry Silver would be involved in. He may not have had anything to do with the theft, but he very likely knew it happened and was ready to buy it from a black market art dealer as soon as the heat died down. That's assuming it's real and not just some fake, because if it was fake, then Barnes might need money. Money he could potentially earn from participating in the Sekai Taikai? Guess we'll just have to see how next season unfolds. Season 5 ends with John Kreese escaping jail. One of his minions in jail started a fight with a random guy in which it appears as though Kreese is shanked and killed. But this was all a setup. Kreese had instructed his minion to start the fight, then pretend to shank him when Kreese intervened. Kreese used melted jello on his shirt to make it look like blood was soaking through. When the prison guard checked his pulse, well, Kreese's training in the military, and possibly his general karate training, likely allowed him to slow his heartbeat enough to make it seem as though he had no pulse. Definitely not an easy task for someone his age, no matter how much training you've had, but this is John Kreese we're talking about. No mercy, even for his heart. Kreese beats up the guards and takes the doctor's clothing so he can sneak out of prison unnoticed. He uses the security badge from the psychologist that he stole during their most recent session and makes his way out of the prison. So the season ends with Cobra Kai thrown into chaos, Terry Silver sidelined, at least for the moment, and Kreese freed from prison, but likely on the run. The Miyagi fangs are looking good, and it seems that even Mike Barnes is back on his feet. Miguel and Sam confess their love for one another, Tori and Robbie are back together, and Chosen is even looking to potentially hook up with Kumiko. The big questions are, who's going to take over Cobra Kai, how many students will stay at the dojo, and will Cobra Kai be able to stay in the Sekai Taikai for Season 6? We explore all of this and much more in our Season 6 predictions video linked below, but what do you think is going to happen next season? Who's going to take over Cobra Kai? Let us know what you think in the comments below. For now, that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves Cobra Kai.